Happy podcast, Tall Paul.
Here we are. Welcome back.
Welcome, welcome to anybody who's got the time to waste to watch Ep.9 of the Producers Podcast alongside Tall Paul Joseph, Jack Silver, and Paul. I normally ask questions to start the podcast, but I'm very excited today, and I'm so excited.
You look excited. People can see that you look excited in your golf shirt there.
Well, I'm ready to roll. Well, basically, the reason I'm so excited and the reason I'm not asking a regular question like I normally do, like give the listener a hint of what's coming up.
Right.
We have a sponsor.
What?
I know it sounds strange. Who in God's green earth would sponsor this crapola? But maybe that's a pretty good way to start the show, because I'd like to welcome the new sponsor to the Producers Podcast.
Okay.
Pooh Be Gone.
Pooh Be Gone?
Yeah. So basically, this service, say you've got a dog.
I do have a dog.
Yeah. And does the dog relieve himself in the backyard, make a number two, as they say?
At least once a day.
Okay. Basically, what this company does is it'll set you up every week to come and clean up your backyard of anything that your mutt leaves in the backyard. Well,
that sounds great. I mean, it's such a timing issue, though. I mean, how exactly is he going to know or she going to know when that happens, when that drop happens? Because, my whole thing is, if we're getting technical about it, is I like to get it up before the flies and all that.
Well, of course you do, Paul. And here's the problem.
Yeah.
Our new sponsor, you just shot a hole right in the whole thing.
Sorry.
So they don't care about timing. They'll come at once a week. You let Fido do his business in the backyard.
Once a week?
Once a week or twice. You can see, if you can see right here on the
the screen. Okay.
Yeah,
one dog, one service per week is $10.
Right.
No. I would need, first of all, Jack, there are a lot of holes in this thing. I'm sorry that they're a sponsor. We'll, of course, give them their just desserts. But at the end of the day, I need somebody every day. Otherwise, it's going to be like a fly heaven back there. I mean, you can't let it pile up in the corner for a week before somebody comes and gets it for $10.
All right. I've got to come clean.
Yeah.
This is actually not a sponsor, so I really don't care what you think about them. I was golfing the other day, and there's a screen on the golf cart to let you know the distance to the green, 150 yards, 200 yards, etc.
Yeah.
And they include advertisements. So this thing popped up, and I thought, Pooh Be Gone. Now, what sort of career path were you taking? And then you needed to take a little left turn because everything else failed, I guess. In other words, this guy, and again, if you were on Shark Tank and they thought it was a good idea, fantastic. But
I don't think they would.
But how did you go from, say, certified public accountant or financial planner or manager of an Arby's to owner of Pooh Be Gone in Simi Valley?
I'd rather be a greeter at Target, to be honest with you.
Yeah, this is a tough job.
I like the vest. What can I say? I look good in vests, especially red. Red is a good color for me.
Well, on behalf of the Producers Podcast, if you need Pooh to be gone once a week, check out this our fake sponsor, who's not really fake. It's a real company. But when I'm playing golf, I thought, wow, what a unique business proposition.
Well, it's quite a, and I love the logo.
Yeah, the logo's terrific. The dog taking a squat.
But
golden.
How about we piggyback on this? If by chance this thing happens to take off, and we could be wrong, this could be, then let's you and I do Fly Be Gone, because these people are going to need fly protection if they're going to let poo pile up for a week and then have somebody come scrape it. So we'll be Fly Be Gone, and if you have Pooh Be Gone, you're going to need Fly Be Gone.
Well, all right. I think let's table that for now, because we've got a lot to cover on the Producers Podcast today.
Yeah, we do.
Anyway, all right. It's now.
That's a funny thing to put on a golf cart.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, there's usually car dealers and whatnot, but I thought that just caught my eye, and I thought maybe you think it's funny or a little bit sad, actually.
I think it's funny and sad all together.
All together, it's got all the elements.
The whole bailiwick together is great.
All right, now.
Yes.
Speaking of advertising and speaking of things that are cool, I don't know if you know this guy.
Oh, Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
I believe he's the sexiest man alive.
Yep.
And he's been involved in a lot of great movies. I can't remember any of them. I should have done a little producing. I think was it Old School or no. Well, regardless, he's Ryan Reynolds.
Yep.
And he just made $610 million, Paul. Part of $610 million by selling a spirit brand.
Aviation gin.
Aviation gin.
Right.
So I was thinking, I mean, he's not the first guy to do that. George Clooney sold Casamigos tequila for about
with Randy Gerber.
Randy Gerber, Cindy Crawford's husband, right?
Yeah, that's for $1 billion.
$1 billion with
in
a B.
$1 billion.
Yeah. Diddy has Ciroc vodka, and I don't know how much he made off of that, but and then I just also read too, Paul. Do you know Kygo, the producer, record guy, or whatever he does?
Yeah, well, he features on songs, and he's a producer. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know you're hip and
thank you.
In tune with what the kids are doing these days.
And you're playing golf every day.
Well, of course, and looking at Pooh Be Gone ads in Simi Valley. I mean, Christ! I mean, what a career! What a career!
Make sure you never say Pooh Be Gone again without saying and Fly
Be Gone. You got it. But I also read where Kygo and Ricky Fowler, the pro golfer, they've also teamed up with something called the Long Drink, which is a Finnish from Finland, and these guys are all cashing in. And the question I would have for you, because I would drink basically anything. I'm not particular. But,
I've been with you, and gasoline is one of your favorites.
I as long as it's in a shot glass, Paul, it goes down the old gullet, plenty easy. But would a celebrity endorsement like the Ryan Reynolds deal, would that have any effect on you as far as the booze that you would drink?
I have to be honest. No, I don't select alcohol by who's endorsing it. I mean, Justin Timberlake has tequila, I believe.
Oh, right.
I mean, there's probably 10 of them or 12 of them that have these different things. But no, I never say I'll have the George Clooney or the Justin Timberlake. I just say, give me a shot.
Yeah.
I just want a shot.
I'm pretty much the same way. And I think that, well, what I was told by a buddy doing a little prep for the show today, actually had a producer doing some producing for the producers.
Wow, that's nice.
And his observation was, it's really it's not for you and me.
Yeah.
We'll drink anything. It's more for women. They're targeting women. So when George Clooney says Casamigos tequila is good, his female fans will dig it. Ryan Reynolds evidently was People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive. They think that will help move American gin, or this gin, Aviator gin.
I mean, that's huge though. And I know that he bought that maybe 2 years ago, like a year and a half ago, and he's made that kind of money that fast. Yeah.
There's real money in the spirits business. And as someone who's definitely into consumption, I can see why. But the last.
Oh, one more thing I'll tell you before you go there. Nick Jonas just came out with a tequila.
Well, it doesn't surprise me because
the Jonas Brothers.
But here's what I think is happening, Paul. They're taking a white label brand.
Right.
Who knows what aviation gin was before Ryan Reynolds got his hand on it, and then they package it that way, and people will buy it. And I don't fault anybody for doing that. But for me, I think that if you take a gin, a bourbon, a tequila, and a vodka, and take some of the higher end stuff, you probably couldn't tell the difference between the various brands.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you. I mean, quick story about a friend of mine who really knows his stuff about wines. Well, I love to screw with him. So every time he comes to the house, I purposely have like a off-label, decent wine, but not a you can buy it in the market easily, cheap wine. And I decanter it, putting it into a separate thing. I chill it a little because it's a white wine. He likes white wines.
Yeah.
And then he sips it and he goes, "Oh, this is delicious.
Oh yeah.
I love it." And I get him every time. I hook him and I say, "Really? Because you can buy it at the market for like, $6 a bottle."
Oh,
and it blows their mind because
these
guys are spending huge money.
And especially with wine drinkers, that's a good point. Those wine drinkers, they'll take that thing and they'll swish it around.
Smell it.
Get the nose going and everything, and then down it. I go, bro, that's $2 Chuck from Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's, yeah.
Congratulations. So, all right, well, listen, why don't we just raise a toast to Ryan Reynolds? I've got a little little touch of the grape in this myself?
Yep, let's do that. And also to our many new companies, Fly Be Gone and Poo Be Gone Vodka, which we're coming out with next.
I think that's where we draw the line. All right, well, let's keep going. Well, speaking of quick segment on pet peeves.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Paul, and I apologize for another poo topic. But
you're really on the poo today.
I apologize for it. But I went to put my trash cans by the curb.
Yeah.
And I needed to get new lids. You know how when that truck.
Yeah, they slam them and they crack.
They crack. So I got new tops. So I'm like, oh, this is awesome. So I got the new top, and I'm rolling the cart back to my house.
Yeah.
I open, I can figure out, what's inside. Hopefully it's nice and clean. There's one of those little bags that dog owners, when the dog takes a crap.
A little blue or yellow bag.
Yeah, the blue bag is in my trash can. I don't have a dog. Do you think it's proper for a dog owner to just pick anybody's trash can to drop the poop?
Well, no, but at the same time, it's better than the alternative, which is leaving it on somebody's lawn or dropping the bag at the curb, right? But yeah, that irritates me too. When if I leave my trash can out and I open it up, I see a bunch of blue bags in it from other people's poo. It's going to be there, by the way, for an entire week.
Right. So what I had to do, there's one on the corner of my street that's actually for that. So here I am, trucking down the street with my little bag. It's not my dog, bro. It's your dog. So now I'm dropping the bag in the regular dog poop container. Anyway, I digress. And then the other one is, Zoom. We're using Zoom for the Producers Podcast.
Yes, we are.
But I was asked to set up a Zoom call with some buddies from our old work.
Yeah. 5
people about my age.
A party?
Like a Zoom lunch. It's like somebody's birthday, so they wanted to set it up so 5 or 6 guys can all talk at the same time.
That's my idea of hell.
Well, by the way, it's a living hell.
Yeah.
Because I said, just send me your emails. Then you get snarky things, say the emails are already on this.
So
you got that. Then I said, okay, I got it set up. I'll send out the invitation with the username and passcode. Then I get it back. Well, no, let's use Microsoft Vision or something. I go, guys, seriously. And then the last one was, it's supposed to be for, it's like a lunch. So everyone's supposed to get their food. The guy goes, I don't eat that early.
Yeah.
Here's my point. Anybody over the age of 25 should not be organizing a Zoom session with anybody.
And party hats and
it's
the whole thing. Yeah. And who wants to sit there and watch somebody eat on screen?
Well, that, and technology is a young man's game. And you can quote me on that. Because these sons of bitches.
Are they older?
Well, of course, they're my age. And everyone, God,
Yeah.
I don't know how to enter the Microsoft Vision. I don't give a crap. Boom. It's super easy. It's made for C students.
Yeah.
Let's do that. So anyway, all right. So those are my 2 pet peeves for the week. I don't know.
Wow, you really unloaded today, and I mean that figuratively and figuratively.
All right. Well, let's get to something that's like normal and fun.
Okay.
The NFL.
Oh.
Now I got your attention. I know. I know you were starting to like zone out when I was talking about.
Well, when you talk about all this stuff, my brain always goes to creativity. So I start thinking about what we should be doing, making money, how we make it and all that stuff. So, that's where I go. So if you see my eyes kind of roll back, I am thinking about Fly Be Gone and these other things that, we can make money on, or how about finding a real cheap vodka and,
and then putting our name on it,
and coming up with some unique twist on it.
Well, you're an idea man.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about you. But anyway, all right. Thursday night, September 10th.
Yes.
Kickoff of the NFL season.
Yep.
On the last podcast, we were talking about quarterbacks who need to make an impact in the new season.
Yeah.
I'd worked for a sports network for NBC for about 7.5 years, and you're very big into sports.
Big.
And I think we can run through some of the wide receivers.
Ooh, yeah.
That might make an impact. And just to clarify, all these pictures I'm about to show you, Paul, and I'm obsessed with my photo stream.
Yes, you are.
I took them all myself.
Okay.
And so what you're going to see is stuff that I got either at Super Bowls, at golf tournaments, or other events. So.
And hopefully not your thumb in any of them.
Right, and no copyright infringements. This is my stuff. So shut your yapper.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, so all right, and if you're doing your fantasy drafts, which are hot and heavy right now, you know the lead wide receiver is probably Michael Thomas of the New Orleans Saints.
Across the board, I think that's everybody's pick.
Yeah.
And of course, he has Drew Brees, so
Yeah.
that combination is pretty hard to beat. You know, but
Sure.
like I'm in a keeper league,
Yeah.
so he was off the table years ago.
Yeah.
And so we don't even talk about him because no one's going to give him up.
Right.
You know? So,
Even though someday, and one thing about fantasy football, it is a lot of rear view mirror stuff. I mean, what happened in last year may or may not happen, but this Michael Thomas is a sure shot to be first in those leagues.
I agree.
Now, the second guy, caution, picture coming. And I love this shot
Okay, let's see it.
of wide receiver of the Kansas City Chiefs, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, Tyreek.
Now,
I'm surprised you can even see him. He's so fast. But
He
actually
is-
captured him on a photo.
right. Luckily, he was sitting down because
Yeah, I was
otherwise,
gonna say.
when he's moving. I love the expression they talk about this guy. He can take the top off a defense, meaning once he's gone, you're going to be seeing just.
You see the bottom of his shoes.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
you see it.
And what I like about this picture too, because I'm obsessed with pictures. Look at the size of those hands.
I mean, he's not going to drop many balls, and he doesn't. And that's why right there.
Yeah, and I recommend if you get a chance to get Tyreek Hill early, grab him. That guy puts up numbers. And, of course, again, coming from Patrick Mahomes as your QB, what can go wrong, Paul?
There's not a lot.
Okay,
Barring injury, there's not a lot.
Right. Devontae Adams of the Green Bay Packers.
Okay.
Okay? He's – now.
I'm not as big on him as some people are, but –
Why not?
Well, I just don't believe, and especially this year coming, and last year too, that the Packers are going to throw as much as you would think they would. And I know that with Aaron, they do throw, but it's usually last minute. And I don't know. Is that for you?
Yeah, it's for me. It's the Pooh Be Gone guy.
Okay,
He's
see,
pissed off
the
at
calls are already coming in.
He's pissed off at the live read. We'll get to him.
But I like Devontae Adams. I had Devontae Adams last season. He did absolutely nothing for me.
Oh, all right. Well, then again, that was last year. Let's see what we can do this year.
Let's see what he does this year.
I'll tell you a guy who's a darling in fantasy who is this guy, Julio Jones.
Oh, yeah. Love him.
Atlanta Falcons. Now, this guy is great, but he's also had some –
He's had some issues.
But he does really well for fantasy. And again, sometimes you got to say, look, what's happening in the real world? He does well, for his team. It's just that he hasn't been as productive fantasy-wise. But they always say, if you get a chance to get Julio Jones as a wide receiver, grab him.
I'd grab him in a second if he was ever available.
I love this picture, too. All right, keep going. DeAndre Hopkins, who got traded from Houston, now he's at Arizona.
That's a question mark now because he's with Kyle Murray, I think is his quarterback.
Yeah, Kyler Murray.
And Kyle, did come on at the end of last season.
Yeah.
But he had injuries, and, we don't really know how he's going to be this year. I assume, he's going to be better than he was his last year. But at 5'9", he runs a lot, and he can't see over a lot of people's heads, so he has to get rid of the ball very quickly.
That's very true. Yeah. But DeAndre Hopkins is also a good fantasy guy to get because he does put up – he's like a deep threat and can put up a lot of numbers.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going.
Yeah. I like this.
You like this?
Yes.
Okay. Well, guys like Chris Godwin of Tampa, Kenny Galladay of Detroit, Mike Evans of Tampa. Anybody in Tampa, I think, is going to be pretty cool because I think they're going to let Tom Brady just go.
That's going to be a throw show. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
Chris Godwin, everybody lined up there. The Gronk, he's got Gronk for his safety.
Yeah.
They're going to be throwing 3/4 of their downs. I think.
I look forward to that. Yeah. All right. So here's a guy I met that that has done well in fantasy. I think he got injured last year a little bit, but Minnesota Vikings wide receiver Adam Thielen.
Oh,
this guy's very tough. He came from a small school, but he has really done well and is good for fantasy and good for the team. The only problem always continues to be Kirk Cousins, friend or foe.
Well, that's it. Which Kirk's going to show up for the game. But I love Thielen. I love the way he plays. I know he was injured, but I think he's going to be healthy for the start of the season. And if I had the opportunity, I would definitely grab him down the line.
Yeah. Here's a guy that an enigma wrapped up in a something. I forget what that expression is. Amari Cooper of the Dallas Cowboys.
Coop.
I mean, the guy does really well sometimes, but he's very inconsistent.
Kind of like the Cowboys, though.
Well,
I mean, you just spelled it out. That's who the Cowboys are. Sometimes they're great, sometimes they're not. I mean, it's just, I think as the team goes, so goes some of these great players. Coop could be an amazing player and is at times, but at other times
he kind of sometimes he looks like he's sleepwalking through the game.
Yeah.
All right, just a couple more, and
then we'll talk a couple rookies here too.
Okay, yeah, we'll get to those in just a second. All right, then let me wrap this up with.
Take your time. I'm good.
Well, you got nothing but time on your hands, Paul?
Hey, listen. Yeah.
Now here's a player, Juju Smith-Schuster of the Steelers.
Love him, USC man.
Right, but has he reached his full potential?
No, and I think last year, of course, they didn't have their quarterback who was injured. Roethlisberger was out, and that impacted him tremendously.
Yeah.
So this is going to be, I look at it as a comeback year for him based on the fact Roethlisberger is healthy. They're going to be throwing like crazy this year.
Yeah.
And I think he's a guy to get. He's almost, even though everybody knows his name, and if you're in a keeper league where you've kept him from last year, no one's going to give him up. But he's almost like a sleeper in a way because I think he's going to come on big.
All right, I got a few more, but actually we'll wrap this up and we can talk rookies in just a second. But I just wanted to show you a real wide receiver, like a GOAT. That's Jerry Rice.
All
time. Greatest of all time.
Yep.
What a stud. I mean,
he and Joe Montana, what a team.
Oh, those were the years. And, you just don't see it. I mean,
even that connection was unbelievable.
Magic. And you just don't see it as much anymore.
No.
I mean, because, the players switch teams so often.
Yeah.
And, the free agency makes them go. But, Joe Montana to Jerry Rice, that was gold. So,
and truth be told, they spread the ball around more now than they used to back in the day. So, but yeah, that's one of the great tandems of all time.
And I love that picture. I got him at a golf tournament when he was always in a good mood. You got to catch him when he's in a good mood. Can
he bite your head off?
He's not a head biter. He's a blower offer.
Oh, okay.
Like, hey, Jerry, can we get you for an interview? Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm just going to hit some balls. And then, never comes back.
We know guys like that for lunch.
Well, yeah. So then you wanted to cover a couple rookies. I mean, there's only the three big ones that I know of.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I like CeeDee Lamb.
Right.
For Dallas.
Got it.
And again, Dallas, we were just talking about them. One of my favorites, Henry Ruggs.
Right.
Which I like because I love Gruden. The Vegas Raiders, which sounds weird, but
right. And
Ruggs is going to be in the slot.
He's an Alabama guy, so he's a very tough collegiate thing. I mean, all those teams, Oklahoma, Alabama, Clemson, they're like pro teams. So you're getting these guys. And the third guy, I hope you're going to mention my guy,
Jerry
Judy.
Yeah.
Check him out.
Yep.
Love him.
There he is.
Yeah, no, and that guy for Denver, it just depends who's going to throw him the football. But
well, yeah, the problem for Jerry this year is I'm not picking him as he's a top rookie, but he's not going to be a top player this year because of the Broncos. The Broncos are struggling to get back, and they have quarterback issues still. And I just don't see, he's got to compete with Cortland Sutton and different people. So it's going to be tough for him this year. But if you want somebody outside shot, Michael Pittman from USC.
Oh, another USC guy?
Yeah, but he's Colts, and he's going to have Hilton on one side. This guy's got glue hands.
Wow.
I think he's a sleeper and someone maybe to draft late.
Well, that's the thing, Paul. You have to look a little forward and take a shot at a guy like this because maybe like week 4, 5, 6, all of a sudden the regular guys aren't doing so well or someone gets injured. All of a sudden, here's a guy like your guy you just mentioned or
Michael
Pittman. Yeah. He's in there. All of a sudden, he has a big year, and you caught him early, which is something I think you can do with some of those late picks in your fantasy draft. Figuring, roll the dice on some of these guys.
Yeah, right. But leave it at this. My number one pick in rookies that I think is going to do outstanding is Henry Ruggs with the Raiders.
Okay.
Check him out.
Good stuff, Paul. And again, look, I've told you before, I worked at a sports network for 7.5 years.
Yep.
we know about as much as the experts. I got to be
Right.
honest with you. And
Right.
you know, I don't know the exact plays. I've never been in a locker room. I've never coached a team. I've never played, you know, high school football. But when you watch a lot of it, you can make some observations, and they're pretty universal.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, we're winding down on the Producer Podcast
Yeah.
alongside Tall Paul Joseph, Jack Silver, kind of wrapping it up. And I think we have to close the podcast, Paul, with a look at did you see any of that Democratic convention?
I did. I watched, I kind of I taped it, and then I kind of watched the highlights.
Yeah.
Like I saw, you know, Obama's speech.
What'd you think?
Know, of Obama's speech?
Yeah.
I've always liked him. So he gives you a sense of being secure.
Yeah.
Even if you're not secure, he kind of makes you
Right.
feel like you're secure.
Yeah,
You know,
it's a calming kind of demeanor that
I
we
like
don't really
that.
have in the White House now. I thought he was really good. One of my buddies said he thought it was one for the ages. He thought it was such a great speech that
It was a great speech,
Yeah.
you know, and I just think that that's the kind of feeling that America needs right now, is that kind of a calming effect for everything, not just
I
that,
agree.
but for everything, you know.
I agree.
So I thought it was a good speech.
yeah. And how about Kamala Harris? I thought she did really, really well. I mean, I
She
see
did
her
well. Yeah, yeah.
a strict attorney type, really compassionate for people. And I know this is politically incorrect, but I think she's damn good looking too, man.
Yeah, well, that is politically
Sorry to say, I mean, I
correct.
apologize.
Shame on you for saying what everybody's thinking.
Okay, well, I had to say it, Paul. The woman's very good looking and easy on the eyes, because Trump, Pence, and Biden, not my cup of tea.
Not so much.
Not so much.
But Joe Biden, poor thing, when he came on after Jill gave a good speech from the school.
Yeah.
And then he came on and tried to be kind of cute. And he said, I don't know if he caught this or not, but he said, "Hi, I'm Joe Biden's husband." And he meant to say, "I'm Jill Biden's husband."
Well, there's going to be a few snafus along the way with that guy. I mean,
But he had a lot of prep time for that. And he walked out, put his arm around her, and he said, "Hi, I'm Joe Biden's husband."
and if you think about that, Paul, there's only two parts of that.
Yeah.
It's either Jill or Joe.
Right.
See Jill.
Well, I know they both start with a J, but being that you're half of that team,
Yeah.
you know, you would think that you would say, you know, "Hi, I'm Joe Biden's husband."
And you've been Jill Biden's husband for 41 years. It's probably not the first time you've mentioned that.
Yeah. But the look on her face was kind of funny when he said it.
Yeah.
And they shrugged it off. And I don't even know how many people picked that up, because nobody was playing it back or anything. You know?
Yeah, I didn't hear that
You should
one.
have played it back here.
Well, I think it's been a really good thing. I think, you know, for the people of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, it's kind of a bummer that they didn't get an actual convention and all the finances that come from that, the financial gains. But I think it's been pretty good. Everyone's been doing a good job. I'm actually kind of interested in what's going to happen next week. And I don't know if this is real, but at the Republican convention, they were putting up the pictures of the people who are speaking at that convention.
Who's talking?
Well, including the My Pillow guy, Scott Baio, Kid Rock, and those two people who were holding the guns, the St. Louis couple that were threatening to shoot people.
They're really going to talk?
That's what I believe everything I see on the internet.
Oh, you're reading that? Yeah. I doubt if those two
Dude,
are going to make it.
I think they're going to be there, because they're you know, that's a Second Amendment situation. That's a conservative point of view, and it's probably something that's going to happen. So whatever calmness that we saw, or you said the fuzzy feeling from a guy like Obama, you might see the flip side
I guess.
when the Republicans go at it. But looking forward to it. We're not deep into politics, but
It's going to be fun. I'm sorry that, you know, I feel bad for the balloon people, because they've really lost out in this. I mean, it's the biggest thing of the year, are balloons on both sides, Democrats, Republicans, hundreds of thousands of dollars in balloons that aren't being made or so. But yeah, it's sad.
All right. Well, listen, this is, I think, the best thing to tell these people.
What?
Subscribe to the Producers Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. Share the link that we give to you so you can spread the word a little bit.
Yep.
Give us some comments. No vulgarity. No mentions of this hairdo that's out of control. I need to find a barber.
I was a good boy. I didn't say a word about it.
Dude, I need a barber in the worst way.
Yeah.
And I think I got
mine
one.
and back. I just keep greasing it back, because look at how long it is in back.
No, it is long. But what can you do until they open the barber shops or the beauty salons? This is what they're going to get, Paul. So tough
This
poo.
is tough
poo
luck.
be gone.
Tough love.
All right, big boy. Well, good catching up. We'll do it again next time.
Have a good one.